What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm here with DV, and guess what we're in front of? It is David's new 2023 Mustang. While it's not a GT, because making horsepower with a GT would be too easy
and too expensive.
And too expensive. This is kind of bringing David back to his roots, as it's a 4-cylinder.
Yes. And I have managed to get out of a 120-inch 4-cylinder 4-valve engine well over 1,300 horsepower. Let's see how a GT manages against that.
This is going to be fun. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce David into something that everybody should know about, and it is called a Draggy. Draggy is used to estimate 0 to 60 times, quarter mile, eighth mile drag strip times. It will do it all. So we're going to go out and see just what this beautiful car will do in Mexico. This is awesome.
No leather seats for me. I want something that I don't slide around in on the corners.
We're gonna have some fun.
I've made sure all the air conditioning's off. Right. Now, let's go to Stanley and back to warm up the axle.
So David, tell me what you think about your 2023 Mustang.
I like it a lot, and all through my feature I've had to say I've got to be careful not to be biased, for the simple reason this car suits me. It's like they almost built it for me. Straight on, Andy?
Make a left. I mean, but isn't this really returning you to the roots, your roots?
Yes. And I'm really pleased at how well the car handles overall.
It does handle good. Folks, this car is actually pretty amazing. The thing that really strikes me is the fact that this is a 4-cylinder Ecoboost Mustang, and it's easy to dismiss that as a performance option. But let me tell you, in talking raw numbers, this car has more horsepower than a 2003 Mach 1 Mustang. Put that in perspective. And this thing actually barks second gear, and it's an automatic. What do you think, Dave?
Well, look, with the two of us in, we just did a 5.8 second 0 to 60 on an ordinary piece of road, not on the drag strip, etc., etc. Now, with you out of the car, I just did a 5.6, and one of the things that I haven't got right yet is the start. The 60-foot time was abysmal.
Yeah, it was like 2.3.
Yes.
Right?
Now, I am sure with various tweaks on it, we can get this car to leave in the 2-second or less range on street tires.
Yes.
In which case we will shave off 0.3, 0.4. So stock, being able to put the power to the ground, I would say that a 5.3 0 to 60 time is realistic.
And another thing is, it ran a 9 flat in our very first 8th mile pass. A 9 flat at 79.2 miles an hour.
Yes, and I lifted just before the 8th mile.
So that is freaking impressive for such a stock 4-cylinder Mustang.
Yep.
20 years ago, that would have been unheard of. So
I think we, as it is right now, we can run probably an 8.8 8th mile.
Yeah, especially get the engine kind of cooled down, because it had been heat soaked by the time we did that.
I've come to the conclusion that the slight wander in the steering might well be due to the fact that, well, two facts. A, I'm ultra sensitive to handling, and B, I think that this tracking might not be perfect. So in the next, by the time we get to do the next round of videos, I will have set it up on a chassis machine to my liking. So we'll see how that responds. I'm going to put in camber and caster angles, etc., based on my experience on setting up race cars for the racetrack. So we'll see how that handles.
And that should be a sizable improvement.
Well, I don't know yet. It's already pretty good. Now, Andy, you have yet to drive the car, so why don't you take a turn at the steering wheel?
Well, I don't mind if I do.
Right.
All right, so what we're going to do is, we're in Mexico, okay? We're not doing this on legal roads, are we, David?
No.
We're not. So David's going to do a Draggy test by himself and come back and pick me up. I can't wait to see what it does.
Well, here we are on a deserted road somewhere in wherever, and we're just going to see what we can do the 8th mile in. Right, so are we ready? Here we go.
How did it do?
5.14.
Woo! That is awesome.
Now, I'm assuming I'm reading it off right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's take a look here.
8th mile, we came up in 8.8 seconds. I don't know what the speed was, but anyway, let's
Holy crap, David. This thing went 875 at 84 miles an hour on that last run. 2.28. So let's go back to 0 to 60. 5.414 seconds.
5.147.
5.14.
Yeah.
I can't let David have all the fun, or basically he's not going to let himself have all the fun. He's going to let me make a pass with it. What did you run on that last pass?
5.14.
And the 8th mile was what?
8.75.
That at 84 miles an hour, y'all. And this is a 4-cylinder.
What would that equate to on the quarter mile? I think it told me on there I did a quarter mile in 13.95, but I'd lift it off.
Let's see what this does.
Let me steady that.
Yeah, you steady that.
Right.
Man, this thing is awesome.
Yep, you're in drive. You're not in drag strip mode.
What did it do?
Glasses. You live down here?
Yeah, I'll show you where my old house was growing up.
So do your parents live here still?
No, you know, they passed away.
Oh yeah, that's right, they did, didn't they?
I'm taking David by my childhood home, since we're over in my neck of the woods. literally woods. That right there, that house right there.
Oh, I like those trees.
Yeah.
That one there.
Yep.
Well, isn't that quaint?
This is where I grew up.
This is a real little country home here.
Yeah.
And look at all these trees around. Are those fruit trees there?
Yes.
What are they?
Apple trees.
Ah.
They were little years ago when Mom and Dad planted.
Some of those I forgot what it's called. Reeds.
Yeah, pampas grass.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I always liked those, but they're they can be very invasive.
Yeah. We have to keep trimming them to keep them from spreading.
Isn't this peaceful?
This is where I spent all of my time terrorizing the neighborhood.
Yep,
all right.
I can believe that.
Zero it out. We'll do a 0 to 60 pass. I'm going to turn the traction control off to see if that makes a difference.
And
it's in drag strip mode.
Right. Okay.
What was that?
I'm going to swap glasses again.
I could tell a distinct difference.
That was a better start on that road.
Yeah.
0 to 65.11.
So I matched you, David.
Well, you got a better start. I bet you when we look at the 60-foot mark on this,
it should
right?
be a lot bit better.
I think it was because the road wasn't as grippy. It did spin the wheels a bit, and it picked up the RPM and the boost quicker. 8th mile, 8.71.
Woo!
Right.
This thing is really healthy. I mean, for a 4-cylinder Mustang running 870s in the 8th mile, that is
in full street stock trim.
100% has 367 miles on the car.
Yep.
Full disclaimer.
This is what's under the hood, right? The
definitely not a Coyote.
No. See how much more room it's got around it. But turbo down there, intake manifold there, and cold air induction system goes down there. Here. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do with this is do a polyquad head. I'm hoping to get some company to CNC these heads so that you can buy a polyquad head for it.
That's pretty impressive. So all the polyquad fans out there, here is your vehicle.
Yes. I think not changing anything other than just polyquadding the head is going to be 50 horsepower increase with, and probably it'll do that on less boost, right? When I say 50 horsepower, I'm saying 50 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds. But if we up the turbo to maybe 35 pounds of boost, we could be looking at 100 foot-pounds and 100 horsepower increase, right? That's what we've seen before on 2-liter engines. So, oh, and here's the other thing. It's power, extra power, that does not necessarily stress the engine out anymore. Because what we're doing is making the turbo work better, but with the polyquad, we're improving the combustion efficiency, and we're letting the air get into the engine easier, so we make more power for any given amount of boost, right? But the cylinder pressures don't go up. It's because the back pressure is less, the turbo efficiency is higher, etc. Right? So I am confident we can make 500 rear wheel horsepower from this.
So DV and I just went for a quick stroll. We got to try out his 2023 Mustang with the Draggy. And guys, gals, you know I'm a V8 guy. You know that. But man, was I impressed.
Well, most people are when they first drive one.
This is DV's new 2023 Mustang 4-cylinder car. You're going to be seeing a ton of content of it on his channel. So go make sure you check that out. You're going to be seeing content on my channel
Well, you're going to be driving it on the drag strip.
Yeah, we're going to do a thorough drag test review at the drag strip. I know draggy times are pretty much legit, but there's nothing like an ET slip. So until next time, this is Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage. This is David Vizard, and we will catch you later.